Hey, it's Tom Church from latestdeals.co.uk, and today we're talking about prepaid cards. Like my friend here, do you want the convenience of paying with a plastic card but don't want it to be either a credit card or a debit card? If so, then a prepaid card might be for you. The best way to think about a prepaid card is like a pay-as-you-go phone. In order to make a call, you've got to top it up with credit. The same is true with the prepaid card. In order to spend money, you've got to put money onto the card. And that's why it can be a fantastic option if you're looking to be strict with your budget. So how are prepaid cards different to credit and debit cards? First, you won't have to undergo a credit check with prepaid cards. You also aren't borrowing any money. You're topping it up with money that you already have. So there's nothing like interest as you get on credit cards. You also don't require a bank account to have a prepaid card, and therefore it doesn't necessarily have overdraft fees like you do with a debit card. But making purchases, whether that's in a shop, online, or from the hole in the wall, is exactly the same. All you have to remember is that in order to spend money, you've got to preload it with money. There are several different types of prepaid cards depending on what you need it for. The first one is the most standard. Technically, it's called a pounds sterling prepaid card. This is a standard prepaid card that you load with money onto it so that you can spend in the shop. Second is prepaid cards for travel. You can get a prepaid travel card which you can load with euros, dollars, or other currencies. Prepaid travel cards tend to charge fewer charges when you're abroad on holiday, and some won't even charge any transaction fee when you're in a foreign country. But they do differ, so make sure you check. Third, you can get a prepaid card for students. For most prepaid cards, you need to be 18 years or older, but there are some specifically for students and teenagers. If you're a parent, prepaid cards for students can be a great way to teach them how to budget and spend responsibly. They can't go over the amount that's on the card. Plus, some of these cards come with parental controls, for example, spending tracking so you can see where the money's being spent, or setting rules as to where the money can be spent but not other places, and you could also limit or block the card at any point. Number 4, prepaid cards for bad credit. If you can't get a credit card due to bad credit history, you can use a prepaid card to rebuild your credit score. Some prepaid cards do come with credit building programs. These cards work by lending you a year's worth of monthly payments, £5 to £10. You will then repay the amount over 12 months. Your credit score then improves as you pay this money back. Now, I've got a whole video about how to improve your credit score with credit building credit cards and more information about credit building prepaid cards. Go to our YouTube channel and have a look. Okay, sound good so far? Before you rush out to get a prepaid card, there are 5 things you need to be aware of. The first thing is a good thing, and that's prepaid cards are great for budgeting. This is because you can only spend the money that's on the card, no more. So if you've got an overspending habit, use a prepaid card to cut it. Second, you won't have Section 75 consumer protection. What's that? If you have a normal credit card, it comes with this thing called Section 75 of the Consumer Protection Act. And that is where the credit card company is jointly liable as the retailer when you make a purchase. In other words, it's easier to get a refund if you have a normal credit card. Prepaid cards don't have that protection. However, that doesn't mean you aren't entitled to refunds from stores. So if something goes wrong, you can still get a refund from the store just as you would with any type of card or cash. Just hold on to the receipt. Number 3. Now, I mentioned everywhere, prepaid cards can be used in just the same way as credit or debit cards online or in shops. However, there are a few instances where it doesn't quite work. You may not be able to use a prepaid card for transactions that require a security deposit or a pre-authorization. What's an example of this? Sometimes if you use a ride-hailing service such as Uber or Ola or Captain or Free Now or Bolt, they will charge you a little bit of money before you can actually book the cab. They charge you usually 1p to make sure there's money there, and then they refund that money once it's confirmed. That's an example and so with prepaid cards it may not work. Number 4, prepaid cards aren't free. Usually prepaid cards do come with lots of different fees. These costs include monthly fees, top-up fees, application fees, UK and abroad cash withdrawal fees, transaction fees, inactivity fees, and cancellation fees. Now, they don't all have these, but you need to check. So, should you get a prepaid card or a credit card? Prepaid cards are great for everyday spending, especially if you can't get a credit card. However, if you're responsible with money, confident that you can budget, a credit card may be a better option. Of course, there are risks with that, and you should watch many of my videos on latest deals where we've got a playlist called credit cards which goes over how they work, what are interest, what fees, what are credit limits, how it can affect your credit score. Make sure you're fully aware of those risks before you take a credit card out. Benefits of credit cards include potentially cashback, air miles, rewards, but it depends on the credit card that you get. And of course, there's always the third option, and that's debit cards. When you have a bank account, you'll be given a debit card. If you're looking to have a bank account, however, where you can limit your spending, here's an idea. You can open another bank account with the same bank and they'll give you a separate card for that. And in that you could budget yourself, so you could move just a bit of money, for example, £300, and you can cancel the overdraft. That way, when you get to zero, you can't spend any more. With that being said, thank you very much for watching this video about prepaid cards. I hope you found it useful. Please give it a thumbs up, or if you have any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. We have loads more videos on latest deals under our credit card playlist. Have a look.